Welcome to Manny's TV Talk, where we will talk about all of our favorite reality TV shows and news surrounding them. Grab a snack, a drink, and get comfortable because this starts now.
This is the worst part of everything that we've been going through.
Oh, God. I mean, don't cry. It's already don't cry.
That's for me to do a villain. I didn't do none of y'all.
Hello everybody and welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about the new episode of The Real Housewives of Potomac. That's season 8, episode 6. This was a great episode, so let's talk about it. So the episode starts with the conversation they were having at the end of last week's episode where Wendy Osefo, the professor, got called out on her bullcrap because she made it seem like she didn't know Lebe, like Lebe was just her sister's friend. That's the way she was making it sound, like Lebe was that girl over there. But then the producer showed us that Lebe was at Wendy's sip and see party, and Wendy dedicated part of her speech to her and even gave her a traditional headband to wear. Wendy doesn't really know what to say. She really has no words because she misrepresented the truth. I mean, there's no other way around it. And she says to Nneka, well, how do you know she was there? Weren't you in LA still smoking crack? Wow, that was pretty tough. Nneka says, be careful with that accusation, and Karen tries to stop everyone to calm them down, and then out of nowhere, they start to randomly dance. It was so weird. And then, y'all, Candiace. Let me tell y'all something about Candiace. She has a big heart, which is what I love about her. And she could see that Nneka was hurt by this crazy accusation that Wendy just threw out there. So she's checking up on Nneka and to see how she's doing. And as she's doing that, Wendy goes up to her and says, Candiace, as my friend, I'm asking you, don't talk to her. That's not cool. Like, that's what I thought, because let's be clear. Wendy loves Ashley, and she loves to involve Ashley and bring her around to her parties. Yet Ashley has always had beef with Candiace, and her husband is now suing Candiace. So it's kind of a double standard, and it's kind of weird for Wendy to kind of give Candiace this rule of not talking to Nneka. But Candiace says that she's not going to change her stripes. When she sees someone who's hurt, she's going to go and talk to them. So then they go back to their hotel room and start to get ready to go to dinner. Let me say this real quick. As accomplished as Wendy is, and as smart as she is, why would you throw that out there? Like, that's not cool. And then they asked her in her confession if she had any receipts about Nneka doing that. And all Wendy said was, well, if it quacks like a duck, what does that even mean? Like, that is not cool. And I think the problem with it is, like, besides it being a super bad allegation, I think that Wendy doesn't know how to read. Like, she knows how to read. Like, remember what Nene said? Not read, honey. Read. She doesn't know how to read someone's, which is why she throws these things out there like you're smoking crack, which make no sense and are just weird. But anyway, they are going to dinner. In the car ride, they're telling Nneka that Wendy should apologize because that wasn't cool. But Nneka says that she won't do it because she knows that deep down, Wendy knows that her mother is guilty. And if she did apologize, it would kind of make it it would make people realize that the mom really did do that. So they go to have dinner. And like I've said before, one of the few positive things about Gizelle is that she knows how to order, okay? Karen then said that she was too tired to chew. She just wanted something to, like, slurp up. And someone said, do you just want to swallow your food? And then they start talking about swallowing. And Wendy says, raise your hand if you like to swallow. And Robyn raises her hand high and proud. Now, y'all know what they meant by that. I was like, ooh. And they start to get a little bit too graphic at the dinner table, okay? Candiace says that she would much rather get peed on before swallowing. I think both of them are gross. And Mia starts to ask, like, have y'all ever licked or ate a man's, too much, okay? They talk about tossing the salad, tea bagging. Too much for me. But the only good thing about it was that in that moment, it was one of those rare moments that they were all having good fun. So that's great. Nneka says also that she's really grateful to be a part of them, of the group, and have them around her, especially right now when she's kind of struggling with her fertility journey and trying to get pregnant. Candiace, of course, relates to that. So this was a good dinner. Then some of them head over to Robyn's room afterwards to have like a little bit of an after party, just hanging out or whatever. And Candiace seem like she forgot the problems she had with Robyn, at least just for the night, because they were having fun and she was even wearing Robyn's shoes. But again, they were lit. Okay, it's a new morning. Nneka FaceTimes Iyke to tell him about what she was being accused of the day before, about drugs. And then Ashley has a delicious breakfast menu in her room. Robyn and Gizelle are there, and Gizelle and Ashley are surprised that Candiace was in Robyn's room last night. But then the rest of the group begins to arrive, and Ashley, oh my god, Ashley in these activities, I swear, she is something else. She wants them to paint vaginas on some sort of canvas that she brought. But before doing that, they're just talking, and Karen brings up that a lot of people in the group don't know what's going on with Robyn, because Robyn is selective about who she shares her business with, and that kind of divides the group. So she wants to ask Robyn, how is she doing? So Robyn says, well, you know, she doesn't think that she's the one dividing the group, but she does say that she shares things with people who actually reach out to her, who want to know if she's okay. And so then Candiace jumps in and says, so when I reached out to you, like, why did you ignore me? And Robyn says, are you serious? After you attacked me and dragged me on social media, you think I'm gonna respond to you? So that caused the whole freak out by Robyn, because Candiace and Karen were trying to tell Robyn that she needed to be held accountable for all the lies and the maligning that she joined last season. And then Robyn gets up and says, hold me accountable then, hold me accountable. Oh my god, Robyn is too much. Also, Karen did a little hilarious dramatization of Robyn in her confessional. She says that Robyn should be in a polygamy camp and wear a bonnet and be like, Juan is a good man. It was hilarious. But Wendy does ask a pretty good question, and she asks Robyn, why didn't we see your homegirl and you talk about the situation? So Robyn calms down a little and starts to talk about the girl who DM'd her, but then when she went to go look in Juan's phone, all the messages were deleted because he deletes everything off his phone, very frequently. I don't know, another weird explanation. So after this discussion, Ashley says, well, we don't have time to paint, so they will be doing 2 activities. The group will split up, and to know who gets each activity, she had them draw from a hat. But Robyn and Candiace ended up switching because Robyn did not want to be with Karen. So that was that. They get ready. Also, while they were getting ready, Karen is on the phone with someone because she will be planning an event for survivors who have been AR'd. So we'll see. I'm pretty sure we'll see more of that. So then they get ready. One group will go to a boot barn and the other one will go to a distillery. So Gizelle, Robyn, Ashley, and Nneka go to the boot barn. They go to this super nice boot shop. I'm Texan, so I love a good boot store. I can just smell it by thinking about it. So they're trying some boots on and having a good time. Nneka shares a little bit more about her life and her wedding, and she's wanting to have a Nigerian wedding. She hasn't had one yet, but it's really important to her to have that traditional one. They also talk about this conversation that was just had back in the hotel, and Gizelle says that she's disgusted. Okay, she's disgusted by the way that they try to make Robyn's problems about them. At the distillery, Mia, Karen, Candiace, and Wendy are there. Now, let's make something clear, okay? A distillery has whiskey, liquor, not wine, and not beer, because Mia and Karen kept asking for those 2 things. It was so funny. So they're trying some of it out, and then they go outside and sit at a little table, and this blackbird stops on the fence, and Mia asks to Wendy, that's not your mama, is it? Oh my gosh. I did laugh a little bit in the moment. I'm sorry. I did think it was funny. Wendy says, don't do that. Let's leave the moms out of it. Mia asks her then a little bit more about the shrine. Is it real? Does she really have that? And Wendy tries to justify that Catholics have shrines. Oh, I'm not Catholic. Okay, I'm Christian. But I never heard of Catholics having a shrine. But anyway, Wendy does cry a little bit about her mom being dragged into the mess, and she loves her mom. She doesn't want people to mess with her, and I agree. I don't think anyone should be attacking mothers, okay? But my whole thing about this situation was, no one should attack anyone's mothers, but please, mothers, don't get involved in your adult children's business because you will be checked. Okay, it just becomes messy. But I do love that Wendy loves her mom. The two groups then reconvene together to have lunch. They catch up on how both groups were and like what activities they did and how they interacted. Ashley said, well, we learned about a lot about Nneka today. Karen says, oh, share it with us. And Nneka says that she is really big on getting married and having that Nigerian wedding, but she wants to have it in Nigeria, in the village like that she grew up in. And then they somehow start talking about Twitter, and Robyn says that Karen and Mia are the only ones who pay for their Twitter blue check, and Karen swears that she doesn't pay for it. But they get to the bottom of it, and yes, she is subscribed to that little blue check mark thing. She had no idea. I think it must have been someone from her team. It was too funny. I was laughing. And if you go back on Twitter right now, she doesn't have it anymore, so she definitely took that out. So then they asked Ashley about her divorce, and it was mostly Mia, to be honest. She was asking a lot of questions, and Ashley was weird about answering them. She was like, yeah, we'll get divorced. Really suspicious. Then Mia, it says, well, speaking of Michael, what is going on with this lawsuit? Candiace, Michael Darby suing you. What's going on with that? And Candiace says, I will not be discussing that in this group. So Robyn, with her little smart comments, says, can we get a list of like what we can and can't talk about? Because like, what the hell? Candiace says, let's not be dense today. This is a legal matter, which you kind of went against when you spoke on your husband's legal matter at the reunion. She's talking about Juan. And Wendy says, well, he got fired for violating a Title IX, whatever. And Robyn says that the university knows that he didn't do anything wrong, which is why he's being defended by them. He never violated Title IX. And then they leave the restaurant because they're going to do some chicken SHIT bingo. What is this, Ashley? They go back to their hotel room, tidy up, freshen up, get ready again, and head on over to their cars. So on one car, it was Robyn, Wendy, Candiace, and Mia. And Robyn is kind of pissed with Candiace and Wendy for bringing up Juan's legal situation and making it seem like he did do something wrong, especially with Wendy bringing up the Title IX violation. And Robyn says this is the worst thing that we've been going through. Like, it's not even the divorce, it's not the cheating, it's not whatever. This topic is the worst. And then she starts bawling her eyes out, you guys, and she was like, y'all want to make me the villain and everything. And I feel bad for her. I always feel bad when I see someone crying. That's just how I am. But I do feel bad for her. And I will say this also, and this might be an unpopular opinion, but I don't really care. So listen, Juan is guilty of everything about the cheating and the mistress, and he definitely hooked up with that girl in Canada. But when it comes to this lawsuit thing, I don't know, and I don't want to blame a man if maybe he didn't do it. I really don't know. I don't think any of us know. We'll see what happens when it happens as far as the legal matter. But I feel like it's a very dark thing and very strong thing to put on someone if we really don't know the outcome yet. So that's all I have to say about that. But that was the end of the episode. It's set to be continued, and then next week we will see more about this trip. Listen, this Austin trip has been giving. It's been entertaining. There's been drama and there's been fun. So I really enjoyed this episode. It was all over the place, but I really liked it. It made me laugh a lot. But you guys, what were your opinions about this episode? Number one, what were your opinions about Wendy making this claim about Nneka smoking you-know-what in LA? And what did you think about Robyn and the way she handled the questions with the ladies? Let me know, you guys. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch y'all next time. You have a great one. Bye.